guys, Willie and Murfitt here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing one more job onto this car.
I know you don't love me like you say you do.
So in the previous episode, we fixed the water pump on this. Now in this episode, I've noticed another fault, which hopefully will rectify relatively simply. One of the issues it has is we can rock the engine back and forth, and when under acceleration the car rocks back and forth as well, so the upper engine steadies need to be replaced. So if we start it up and give it a quick rev, hopefully we'll be able to see that rocking in motion. I'll fire it up. So you can see when he revs it, the engine rocks itself back and forth. You have a bolt that goes into your engine here, and it's also mounted to the back of the bulkhead. You have rubber bushes inside, and when they wear from the inside out, and then you get a bit of play inside, which is what sort of causes that movement. So we'll switch the engine off now, and we'll start stripping it down to replace these bushes. It's a really simple job, and it makes such a heap of difference to the car's handling and performance. Okay, so I was looking at this and trying to work out what's the most logical and the best way to remove parts to get access to that upper engine steady. First off, I removed the air filter so I don't hit my arm on the air ram. I then moved the coil, so I rotated it slightly to get access around the side, and eventually I gave up and removed the ECU. Okay, so we've got the ECU off, and both bolts now for the engine steady. The engine steady mounts are out and they're well and truly crushed. I can manage to get my hand underneath it and rock the back up and down, and there's not really any play in the back. So what we're going to do is just fit the front ones for now, and then we can bolt it back up.
What it is, we've spent all day on this Minute and we keep finding more stuff, so we've just got to leave it back out, mate. Show that the camera. So you can see this is the new bush, and this is the one I've just taken out. It's a significant difference. It's a bit like a new suspension cone. And then 2 new suspension cone, but that'll come in another video. So actually, Paul Jeffries picked up on that ages ago, that the engine steadies needed replacing, and he was right. So yeah, there is some people on YouTube who actually know what they're doing, and one of them's not me.
So they just fit into place. Okay, so you can see just inside here, that is the engine steady here, and I've put in the new mounts. So there's 2 ways you can really do it. You can try and clamp them up as best as you can, push them in place, and then they'll mount it. In this instance, I'm going to put the bolt through, and as I tighten them up, I'm going to pinch the 2 together to make sure that's secured. So I've just gone ahead and fitted the front engine steady. The rear one was actually pretty solid, so that's fine. And then here I'm just adding the 2 bolts.
So he's just got the wrench tightening the engine mount back up, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll stop it wobbling.
So there's a long bolt that goes through the engine steady into the side of the block. There's also a bracket that fits it over the top of the engine steady and onto the block. It's sort of like an S shape, and then a small bolt that fits into the side. They're pretty fiddly to get in, and they're really, really easy to cross thread, so just be really careful if you're doing this job. So this job's taken a little bit longer than expected, but first impressions, that's absolutely solid. So we'll keep keeping on with these bolts up. It's really awkward because I've only got limited amount of tools, and with the limited tools I've also got limited space, so we'll get there. There's only a few more threads, then I can put the breather bolt back on, which I took off, I didn't need to, put the airbox back on, and then we're done. Road test time. So the hardest part I had to do was to refit the ECU because the bolts were a little bit stripped, but they worked and it's all now re-secured. And the last thing to refit here is the air filter, just making sure that the vacuum hoses underneath are still secured. It's got 3 bolts and it's on. It took a little bit longer than expected, but it's done. So the first test is to see how much it rocks.
Got me, that's better, isn't it?
And I think that's pretty safe to say that's not rocking. Gonna fire it up, pal.
Yep.
Just give me 2 seconds actually. Okay, give it a rev. And there we have it, quick fix, and it's now sorted. So I guess now let's take it out for a drive. If you have enjoyed this content, please click the thumbs up button, comment down below, and if you can, subscribe to the channel for more future content like this. So see you later.